After some 2 years, hundreds of people around the world, and thousands of hours, we finally, as promised, on May 1st launched our website, sciencewoke.org. And I'm here to tell you why this very unique website is very important to science. Until now, almost all the websites involving work outside mainstream science have been focused on helping those scientists, professors, and laymen who are already science woke. And with almost 10,000 scientists working outside mainstream science, their main focus has been to communicate their own work and findings to others, hoping people would find their work important and valuable. One of the biggest and most persistent complaints we get from these very scientists is that there are many salesmen but few buyers. We simply don't have an interested community of those who are on the outside looking in. Unfortunately, we the science woke have spent almost no time trying to cultivate a community of followers who generally want to see science progress outside the mainstream, which they themselves see as having stagnated. And if you ask any critical thinker in science if they believe there's an audience out there for the dissident scientists, the answer is an overwhelming yes. The idea behind Science Woke is simple: to attract a new audience of science lovers to the world of critical thinkers. These are the people who do not have their own theory or models, and who have not deeply looked into the problems in mainstream science, but are willing and eager to learn. The idea is that the average science lover has become disillusioned by the fantastical tales spun by big physics and big cosmology that simply don't make sense. Those who are looking to become science woke have the same questions. What is wrong with mainstream science exactly? Who are the scientists working outside mainstream, and what have they found? What are the new theories and models they are proposing? The Science Woke website concentrates on these three questions and presents visitors with a clear and interesting means by which to become science woke on their own. The intention is to create a community of critical thinkers that read, support, and contribute to these some 10,000 independent researchers who have worked decades outside of mainstream to advance science. I now give you an unscripted tour of this new website. I sincerely hope that you, my subscribers, understand and use this website to help grow our community of critical thinkers. If you look at the website, we have it broken down into a number of categories here in our menus. We have Start Here. We have the latest, which are our latest articles, which we have published regularly. Every week we have new articles. We have the problems in science. We have the scientists themselves. We have the new theories. And we have about our this website and what we're doing here. If you come to our homepage, you're going to get these banners that are going to tell you what articles to read. If you've never been here, these are really important. It starts with how to become science woke, and each of these articles, again, are recommended articles and answer questions what many people have. Model revolution is here, and here's why, telling us why there's so many models. How big science fools us all. A lot of people say, well, wait a minute, don't they know about it? Why mainstream science sees no crisis? Again, we're trying to answer those big questions. Amazing progress outside the mainstream, a history of dissident science that I've written. The difference between a critical thinker and intellectuals who want to appear smart. Universities are actually failing at scientific education. You can't challenge people like Einstein. Why we have one of the best societies on the planet, and here's why. Well, we accept dissidents, and of science, evangelists, YouTube, and the woke movement. So right at the top, you're going to see these scrolling by either on your phone or on your desktop, and we recommend you start there. And of course, we have a Start Here menu, which we have an article will get you started. The big picture, which are all the ones that you see flashing by here. Fighting big science, those people people, yes, we have people who have been fighting big science. Some have been kicked out of universities for saying, like, I don't think that the black hole mathematics and the model that we have is correct. Eureka moments, how did a lot of these newer scientists come up with these really great ideas like infinity and Borkert, and other people who have come across, like my father, who came up with a solution for the particle wave duality. We have news, those articles evolved pertinent news today, and then we have memes. If you are so likely to help us out and spread the word, if you click on memes, we have a very top meme that you can use, which is live now, science woke, and challenging big physics and big cosmology with critical thinking. So these are lots of memes that you can look at. And you notice, of course, that we have already launched with the latest. These are all the articles under latest. We have them categorized in categories we think it's going to be interesting for people who are wanting to become science woke. The problems in science featured articles by our featured editors. The special relativity has 12 articles, the big picture, eureka moments, relativity itself, black holes, the fighting articles about people fighting, expansion tectonics, Big Bang, particle physics. So these are all articles and written to be very interesting articles for the average reader who likes science. We have then, of course, the problems in science. They're all listed here. You can go directly, or if you click on this, of course, you can see each of the problem areas. And each of the problem areas, if you look at them, there's a mouse over. For instance, let's take a look at relativity right here. And it says, even the scientific genius of our age is not immune to being wrong. And so we have all of these different areas you can click on to find out the problems with these areas. In fact, let's click on it, and we'll click on Mr. Albert Einstein, and you'll see here that each of the problems are going to have a severity, a mind-blown sentence. Again, this is a marketing thing to get people interested. And then all of the articles that we have that talk about the problems with relativity. And these will automatically appear as we get more and more. And of course, we actually have 2010. This is not the year. That's how many abstracts have been written about the problems with relativity worldwide over the many, many years. You can see as early now of 2019, as late as that, and as early as in the 1990s. We have that, and there are books, and we actually have 320 books about Einstein being wrong. They're not all on the bestseller list, but we have them all cataloged in a database that holds over 10,000 items, and that's also linked to this website and available there. We have the scientists working outside the mainstream, and the idea here is to give you a good cross-section of people we think that are doing really great work and have been. Our chief scientist, for instance, Dr. Cynthia Whitney. She's a physicist with a degree from MIT, and here we can see the tease phrase, female with PhD from MIT in physics and relativity, who is now a critic of relativity. We have Dr. James Maxlow, who is talking about expansion tectonics, Dr. Halton Arp, who has passed, but he was a great dissident speaker. We even have here, we don't only put people who are scientists with degrees, we have people who are also working out outside the mainstream. We all know that Einstein, for example, was a patent clerk. Well, at one time, here's a retired lawyer and Supreme Court justice from Canada who also now has his own physics theory. And so it goes on and on. Here's Professor Dr. Edward Dowdy. I've talked a lot about him and his work showing that, in fact, that light is not bent by gravity. So these are and if you go and you click on any one of these people, let's click, for instance, on Dr. Alexander Unziger. He is a physicist, and I talk about him constantly, so you can click on these people and get a profile. Again, it looks really great on the phone as well. And you can see here, we talk a little bit about him in his books, and one of his videos here. And of course, he does have articles. He will be writing for us regularly, and here are 3 articles that I asked him to already write us some articles. So we are launching with over 50 articles. We're not launching just with a couple. I wanted to hit the ground running with this. And of course, each of these talks a little bit about them in sort of a magazine style way. And then of course we have new theories, which of course people are going to want to look at, and one of my talks that are going to be coming up, and it's going to be a very good talk. please stay tuned to that. Why are we in model revolution, and what does model revolution mean? Well, one of the things model revolution means is that we have a lot of data, and that data from the universe around us and all the data from physics and cosmology can be described by more than one theory: an ether theory, a particle model theory, a lattice theory, a structures theory. And that is a Kuhnian cycle that we actually call model revolution, and that's where we are. And eventually one of these models probably will win, but you can see models, the energy wave theory from Jeff Yee, one of our up-and-coming stars in the area of critical thinking, the infinite universe theory, we have the universal cycle theory, we have my father and I has our particle model here, we have other people's model, supergravitational unified theory, three-dimensional spatial string theory, we have a universal force equations, modern mechanics, threshold model for quantum mechanics, all of that, and even the living universe theory. And all these theories are broken down into different ether, infinity, lattice, Newtonian particle. There's overlap. These are not separate. If you can be in one, you can be a relativity theory and also also subscribe to infinity. So that these are all listed. You can help us if you are interested in helping. We do have a website. We have a headquarters, and that headquarters is located at HQ. You can, if you go and type in hq.sciencewoke.org, you'll get to our headquarters. You can sign up. I have even a video about that headquarters. It's really run by the CNPS. It tells you what you can help out with, and we'd be love to have your input or help with the website. We have lots of work. If you want to write for it, if you want to help edit it. We also have other projects, as you can see up here. We have our forums area. We have a Wikipedia that has over 10,000 pages in it already, but we need lots of help with that. We have a university online that we're going to start doing courses. And of course, we have our YouTube channels. So that gives you a brief a look at our new website, sciencewoke.org. I hope you really check it out. And most importantly is to spread the word, because finally we critical thinkers, we science woke people have a place where we can point someone. So if you're in the doctor's office talking to somebody about, hey, you know, I subscribe to this guy, Dissident Science channel, and man, they talk about there's all kinds of people doing amazing things outside of mainstream and all that craziness you hear. Hey, maybe it's wrong, and if you want, take a look, go to sciencewoke.org. You can become Science Woke, and you don't need to send them anywhere else, and they can pretty much on their own become Science Woke, and that is something extremely important to science, because until now all we had are websites talking about our work, about the groups who work in this, and we really haven't geared it to people who want to become Science Woke and follow and get to know these new theories and see which new theories people agree with, and actually bring lots of people into the area of being Science Woke and critical thinkers, and away from intellectuals whose ideas are, I'm going to be smart, you're dumb. We don't want that. We want to make everybody critical thinkers and everybody contributing to making science go forward. So I hope you enjoyed this tour of this really great website. I want to thank the directors of the CNPS and the editors who have volunteered, like Dr. Alexander Unziker, Harry Ricker, if you want, where he's going to be having lots of articles come out. You can check all that out, all of our editors, at the editorial staff page. And I want to thank, again, all the people who have input on this website for so many years, literally, and so many thousands of hours of online communications that we have through our headquarters at base camp. We have as well, we have had video conferences about talking about how to do this and get this out there. But we think we have something that's really great for the long term. But if you can, spread the word. If you find any problems, drop us a note. We do have a contact form. And if you have any suggestions, or better yet, if you want to help with our website, we would be greatly appreciated if you want to help out. So thank you so much, and look forward to more articles coming out, and more people becoming Science Woke, hopefully, and thanks to this website. Ciao for now.